make sure that you are doing whatever you want to do. If you want to make a lot of friends, go ahead. If you have friends that you're already comfortable with, then go ahead, but don't close yourself too much to other people either. You attract the people that want the same things as you, and you are also looking for people that are similar to you. I saw this potential in this person, but I learned that attraction doesn't equal compatibility. At the end of the day, your partner was the first summer in which I had a job, and knowing how to be alone was one of the biggest achievements. Oh my god, a squirrel! This is essentially my entire university experience, like from first year to graduation, in 4 aspects: academic, personal life and personal growth, relationships, meaning friendships, romantic and whatnot, and finally financially, meaning, jobs, professional career development, etc. If you want to know about my journey at the University of British Columbia, then just follow along with me while I unpack my winter clothes like you are my little brother, little sister, cousin, and we can just chit chat about everything that I wish I would have known. Alright, so first things first, the application to the university itself. I applied to UBC when I was coming into my 12th grade of school. So I was 17 and I applied in 2018 and I got into UBC. I started my classes in September of 2019, but I got accepted in January of 2019. So basically I started my application the year before in October of 2018. So you need to always apply like 1 year before, basically when you're just beginning your 12th grade. But what I will recommend is that you include all the volunteer experiences, all little odd jobs, all little passions that you might have into that university application, because essentially UBC wants to know that you have something that you care about beyond yourself and that you are passionate about, that you want to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. So just kind of try to show that in your application, and well, if you are that, if you have something that you care about, then I'm sure that you will find yourself at home in UBC. So literally moving along into first year, what it was like to move into my first year residence. For context, I am Ecuadorian. I was born and raised in Ecuador, and when I came to university, it was the first time that I was living abroad, living alone, and just trying to figure out adult life in general. So I lived in the first year residences for students at the UBC Vancouver campus. I actually lived in Orchard Commons in Braeburn in the 12th floor if you're there. But let's just start unpacking my winter clothes. So academically, first year was a shock to me because I used to study in a French school, and it was a very different environment than university. Obviously school is different anywhere, but studying in French completely, like all the subjects, and then only doing English in English was so different than doing everything in English. So that did take a toll on me, and just like having to find the right words, the right way to write. Things are different in Canada, obviously. So that was interesting. And then personally, I was, the first semester, it's always hard, and there's nothing that you're gonna be able to do that makes it less hard. I would say, honestly, like, you just have to go through it. And living alone, you maybe miss your family, you have independence, which is amazing, but when it comes to personal growth, you're just like for the first time learning how to be an adult and put limits to the things that you do. For example, how late you are partying outside, or what time you want to go to sleep, and you have a bunch of different experiences that you're trying for the first time. And I would say like everyone has a different journey because everyone has different limits. Personally, first year I would say is a way to test your limits, and if you want to party, if you want to go out, go ahead, do it. When it comes to like relationships, the first 3 weeks were definitely more parties. I met a lot of people very fast, but these were very shallow relationships. So I would also recognize that the friends that you make in the first semester, in the first month, are not maybe going to be the friends that you have at the end of university, and that is completely okay. That is something that you will, like, the relationships and the friendships will change through university. People change, people have different goals. Maybe they used to be someone that partied a lot, but now they really are struggling academically, so they want to refocus and change their lives. Maybe some other person was the opposite. So I would say the friends that you have in first year are not maybe going to be the ones that you finish university with certain exceptions. For example, I met one of my closest friends now. I met him like the second day of university, but we were not close through like first year and like the beginning of second year as much, and we got close to each other through second year, which I will get to later. But yeah, so don't put pressure on yourself to make lifelong friendships forever. Just make sure that you are doing whatever you want to do. If you want to make a lot of friends, go ahead. If you have friends that you're already comfortable with, then go ahead, but don't close yourself too much to other people either. So to summarize those first 2 points for me, first year was a year in which I grew exponentially as a young adult. I learned my limits, I learned my boundaries, and even though it wasn't set in stone, I really experienced partying and going out and doing all the things that I wanted to do, but sometimes to the point that I was so exhausted. I was sleeping until like 12 or like 3 p.m. on Sundays. I was sleeping for like 12 hours because I was so exhausted with like going out with so many friends and also trying to study and trying to keep a caliber. Oh yeah, also the parties will probably only last the first 3 weeks or the first month, and then everyone is kind of trying to focus on their studies, so it's not like the movies. It's not going to be like that forever. So make sure you do know that, and that you realize that if you're going to university, you're going there to study and to get a degree. Ultimately, it's not a party ground. Well, it could be, but maybe it won't be as much as you expect it to be. Not like a party every day and like every weekend, even though again, you make your own life. So for the other aspect of relationships, be patient with those relationships. At the end of the day, you will kind of filter your way through, and you will find that you attract the people that want the same things as you, and you are also looking for people that are similar to you. So in the end, life just ends up filtering the people that probably should be around you and the people that shouldn't. When it comes to the financial aspect, in my first year, I didn't have money. I didn't have savings. I was relying completely on my parents. I had worked before going to university, but in Ecuador, it's not like in Canada that you can like actually work as a 16-year-old like and make substantial amount of money. You don't have those opportunities like here. So I was just relying on my parents, and I didn't really try to network. I didn't know what that was. I was interested in joining some clubs, and I did like volunteer, join clubs. If you come into university with a very already professionally oriented mindset, that's all good. I have no regrets that I didn't, because that developed throughout, so that's okay. But I would say that I finished enjoying my childhood in the first year because I really didn't think about what was coming in 4 years, because that seemed so far away. Like I was gonna graduate in like so long that it didn't really matter. I was just trying to make friends and trying to learn how to live in Canada and be an adult for the first time. And that's completely okay. That's what first year is all about. Actually, I'm packing my winter clothes as I speak, and I'm trying to multitask, but these are some of the sweaters, and I need to figure out how to have everything and reorganize my closet, because I moved into this apartment in May with my partner, so we haven't had a winter here, and I don't really know if everything fits even, because you know, you use more clothes during winter than during summer, but let's try to figure it out. So I'm just gonna be putting my shorts away and stuff like that. Actually, maybe first I'll put the dresses below. I always want to be, you know, that girl wearing dresses around and stuff, but I am really practical. I've also been training for a marathon. I just like shorts a lot. Anyways, moving on to second year. So academically, second year was much easier than first year because I already knew what I was coming to. I knew that professors wanted things in a certain way, you know, everything is different, like from professor to professor, but like, you know, I knew that I had to read the syllabus first. I knew that I had to try to go through the goals of the course, and every course is different, honestly. But my grades were better because I was a little over the fear that I had of studying in English, and everything was better because I knew my environment better. However, at the end of my first year, COVID did hit, so for my second year, the beginning of my classes were actually in online, and that was kind of like the beginning of online things, so I didn't really study online before that. I think I'm gonna keep this dress outside just for vibes, why not? Okay, anyways, this is a nice pretty summer dress, sorry. Anyways, academically, I had done econ in the first year. I did a degree in international relations with a minor in sustainable development, so I was done with econ in the first year. I took econ 101 and econ 102, and that really made me suffer in first year, but in second year, since I didn't have it, it was much better. So it was more chill in second year, and I would say that the perfect amount of courses to take is 4. And yeah, that's it. Like, some people want to take 5, and that's completely okay if that works for them. For me, I just wanted to I just discovered that the perfect balance is 4, to be able to have a personal life and do everything that you want to do. Now, when it comes to personal growth, in my second year, as I said, I was much more stable, and in that year, I would say I had my first relationship, and that didn't end well. So in that, and tying to the third aspect of relationships, I would argue that I'm a person that dates to marry, so I want to date someone that has the potential of being my husband or being my life partner, you know? So I saw this potential in this person, but I learned that attraction doesn't equal compatibility, and that sometimes you may be really attracted to a person and they may be attracted to you, but that doesn't mean that your life and the things that you want out of life are the same. Because at the end of the day, your partner becomes the co-founder of your life in a certain way. You end up working side by side with each other to move towards your goals. So if you don't have the same goals, and let's say, oh my god, a squirrel came into my window. Oh my god. It just left. It was so scary though. So if you have the goal of traveling the world and seeing everything and trying everything in life that you can. And you meet someone and you're attracted to them, but they have the goal of just staying in their city, staying in this country, not traveling, not going abroad, not trying different things, then that relationship is probably not gonna work. I will be completely honest. And so you have to have the same goals in life, you know? If you want to have kids and they don't want to have kids, that doesn't work out. If you want to be an at-home parent and that person doesn't want to be the only provider, that doesn't work out. As much as you maybe think that you can be attracted to each other and that like kisses will solve things, like, you know, that is a vital part of a relationship, but it's not everything, because your partner ends up being the person that you share the responsibilities of house organizing and cleaning with, and with who you share your finances. You may share kids if you want, and so there are so many more things that are more important than only physical attraction to each other. And I think that was a big lesson from my second year that I had to go through, otherwise I wouldn't have learned that. But I would say that if I was able to tell myself something, would be this, that I knew probably that this was not going to work, because we didn't want the same things out of life, but I still went with it because I was young and maybe I just was lonely, I don't know. So I just wanted to have the experience of having a boyfriend, and sure. But then the heartbreak came really hard. So, yeah, pick your battles, I guess. When it comes to other relationships, as I said in the beginning, my friendships evolved from first year to second year, and I was not around the same people that I started first year with. And I would say that was for the best. Again, the fact that they were different didn't mean that the relationships with the other people were not good. It just meant that we were more aligned in our tastes and the things that we wanted out of life. And even in fourth year, the people were different. So some of the people were the same, but it kind of was an evolving network that came out of that. Financially and professionally, the summer between my second and my third year was the first summer in which I had a job, and an amazing way in which I got that job was the fact that I worked when I was in high school in a summer camp in Ecuador, but I still worked and I had that reference. So it wasn't like a super high paying job, it was really kind of volunteering, working for the summer camp as an assistant instructor. But I really would say that if you have the opportunity to volunteer for any organization, any project, then go ahead, because later when you will be in university or after university and you want to apply for a job, volunteer references are so much better than nothing at the end of the day. If you want to know more about my salary progression and all of the jobs that I've had and how I ended up working at the job that I have now, then go ahead and check the video over here. This is a video in which I dive deeply into my salary progression, and I am sure that you will enjoy it. Also, if you're new to this channel, in this channel I explore personal and professional life work systems that help me live my life in the most easy way possible, and I share them with you. I also share my life as a professional that works in the sustainability space now at this point. So if you're interested in any of those topics, or in languages, in personal growth, I'm also recording how I'm preparing to run a marathon, then I invite you to check out my channel and browse the videos that you find in there. If you have any recommendation, please drop them in the comments. Also, if you have any questions about this whole university experience and what to bring and different aspects of life through university, then please drop them in the comments and I will reply every single one of them. And yeah, if you like the videos, then you're welcome to subscribe if you want. Now, third year. I would say academically, third year was my most stable year because I already had the experience of doing 2 years of classes at the university. I already knew my way around UBC because if you're here, UBC is huge. So when you first come into the campus on first year, you're like, oh my god, where am I? Like, where does UBC end and start? But once you're like in third year, you know your way around, obviously. So I had a much easier time with my classes and my relationship with my professors and everything. So academically, third year was one of the easiest and most tranquil years yet. Now I'm gonna put some tags with painter's tape. Life hack, otherwise I never really know what is inside these bags. So when it comes to relationships and personal growth in my third year, I would say that I focused on making friends and having a good time. I focused on knowing how to be alone. I think that's one of the biggest things that you need to learn in your young adult years. How to be okay with being alone, being with yourself, being able to rely on your friends, create a social network around you. And the advice that I have is, yeah, just don't be afraid to just stay at home on a Friday night and watch a movie with a face mask on and just have a good time with yourself. Because that has come in handy so much after university. I am not surrounded by friends anymore all the time because we don't live in the residences that we used to live before, right? Like now everything is more like normal life, and knowing how to be alone was one of the biggest achievements that I would say I had through my university years. And I have a friend who has gone through many relationships, and only now she's learning how to be alone after being in relationships for like a lot of her young adult years. And with being able to do that, she feels complete and she feels like she's independent, autonomous. So I would think that that is one of the biggest things that you have to learn going through university. So when it comes to professional and financial, I think, again, in third year was when I was thriving the most. After working full-time in that summer, I got a part-time job while I was doing school. So I was doing 4 courses and a part-time job and going to the gym, having friends. I was really thriving. That doesn't mean that I was not sad sometimes and, you know, life was perfect, but thinking back, I was really going through my goals. I was paying my groceries and my food, and my parents were helping me with tuition and rent, but I was able to pay for some things already, and I was getting professional experience. Overall, it was a great time, and I would highly recommend that you get a part-time job through after the first year, because the first year is always the most unstable, and that's what I did, and it worked really well for me. Later in the summer of third year, I was able to travel to Europe and see my best friend, and travel to Italy and Switzerland with the savings that I had from my job in the summer of after second year. So yeah, it was an amazing third year, and I would recommend just work as much as you can, but also party, have some friends, and also learn how to be alone. Just do whatever makes you happy. Third year is honestly maybe the easiest year that you will be in during university, as well as second year. Okay, now let's hang my winter pants. These are very comfy sweatpants. I love them. Okay, so in fourth year, academically, again, I was thriving. I got selected as a scholar for publishing one of my papers in a journal. It was a really good time. I was applying to some jobs. It was overall academically much easier than what I expected. Definitely some courses in the upper years in third and fourth year are challenging, but it was still very okay. So I would say don't be scared and as time goes by, you figure it out, like paper by paper or exam by exam. You end up figuring out what things are gonna look like. So don't stress too much about that right now if you're thinking about coming to UBC or just to university in general. When it comes to personal growth, I was probably very happy in 4th year because I already had achieved many of the things I wanted to do. I had volunteered, I had made friends, I was part of a couple of clubs, and it was a really fulfilling time. And when it comes to relationships, I also met my partner when I was in 4th year, and we have been together since. But anyways, after my first relationship, I had so much clarity in the things that I wanted, and I didn't waste my time friend zoning my boyfriend or something like that, because I knew what I wanted and I saw a chance to get what I wanted, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna jump at the opportunity and take it. And I know that, for example, there's many girls that maybe would have been like, oh no, he's too available, he's too healthy, all that stuff, but he was all that, and I realized that was good, that was healthy. So I took it, and we've been together for almost 3 years now. When it comes to friendships, I had kind of like filtered my friend group, as I was saying. It's this kind of like weird thing that life just filters out people for you, maybe. So it ends up being a lot of people that you like that are around you and that have the same intentions, the same hobbies, the same goals. You start looking beyond university because, you know, you're going to graduate, so you start thinking, oh, what job am I gonna get after this, or where is my life going? And so people that have the same ambitions as you, or that are maybe of the same values, stick around. So 4th year was also a year where I was really happy with the friendships that were around me, whereas like 1st year, maybe I was around some people just because they were the people that were there, and not because they were the people that I chose to be there, you know? I am trying to organize my clothes a little bit more because I have a lot of workout clothes, a lot of like weird like running long sleeves, but like also I'm just a little overwhelmed right now. But it's okay, we will take it one step at a time. Anyways, when it comes to financial, in my 4th year, I was still working part-time. After I got that job in my 3rd year, I was still working in that same job in my 4th year, so it really gave me much more financial stability. I applied for a full-time like senior camp counselor to work that at the end of the summer when I was graduating, so that gave me something to kind of like come out to when I was finishing university. And I would highly recommend that you try to get any summer position right out of university and not really take the summer off, even if it might be tempting. If you have the capacity, the privilege to be able to do that, good for you. I didn't financially have the capacity to do that. I also did 4 years instead of 5 because my parents couldn't support me financially anymore, another 5th year, so they told me to please just graduate as soon as possible. So otherwise I would have extended my degree to another 2 years because I really loved UBC and my friendships. So financially, I would say try to apply for a job right out of university. Those summer jobs are really looking for fresh graduates, so I know that many of my friends in business school and stuff applied to some of the big 4 companies and got into their summer intern programs and then got another full-time position right after. So try to get through that path if that is something that is interesting to you. And yeah, personally, my story unfolded afterwards. I did an internship, I did this other work abroad, then I came back, I got my full-time job. It's the story unfolded, but essentially I would recommend you do not take the summer off right after you graduate, because that is when you are at your most fresh out of university and people are looking to grab those fresh graduates. Whereas like if you take a year off or a summer off, then you will not be a fresh graduate anymore, and people will have wondered why you waited 1 year. But that is just my personal opinion. So yeah, this has been a very brief summary of my university experience, and thank you for being with me if you have stayed until the end of this video, and I hope that these were tips that were interesting to you. I definitely wish I would have known a few of these things before I started my university journey, so I hope that in a big sisterly way I was able to give you some of this wisdom. As I said before, if you want to check out my salary progression, the video will be linked down below in the description box. And if you want to know about what I do now, check out my shorts or my video about my work systems and, for example, my Sunday reset or my morning routine, whatever is interesting to you, where I dive a little more on my everyday life today and what I do for work as a sustainability professional. And I will talk to you very soon. I am a person that dates